Hi, it's Polly with Get Busy Thriving. In this video, I want to share with you about 3 of the things that are really important in overcoming or creating lasting change in your life. Whether you're trying to create lasting change and break a habit, or something more ingrained like an addiction. So a smoking addiction, drinking, eating, whatever it is. I work a lot with people who have eating disorders, and so I see a lot of, because of my history with an eating disorder and having overcome it, I see a lot of that. And so what happens is there's 3 things that you need to have in place to have that lasting change or to keep it in place. So strategy, story, and state. So it's taking care of those 3 things at the same time and simultaneously will create the lasting change. And what I was thinking about today as I was coaching with a client, I was like, oh, this is a good insight, is so strategy is the things that we see a lot of on the web. There's a lot of, cognitive behavior changes, or the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that I think is a great idea from Mel Robbins, and lots of things that you can do as strategies. Beautiful Catherine Hanson's book, Brain Over Binge, teaches strategies for how to stop eating. Lots of strategies. And what I realized is why people, why we break down in a strategy and it doesn't work for us, or we try it and we fail, is if a strategy and a story are in conflict, or let's say if a strategy is trying to compete with a story, the story will win. And a story is the belief or that thought that you have in your mind, that limiting or that ingrained thought belief that you have, that's like, it can be way back here and you even forgot that you are believing it, but it's something you've told yourself and it's a belief, and you're going to live consistent with your beliefs. So you're going to live consistent into your story. So if you're fighting a strategy and a story is going to win. And until you change that story, you're going to live into that story. So if your belief or your story about the change happening, not happening, are you going to be successful at this? Can you ever do this? Only some people can do this, whatever. Or, oh, I always fall back. You will live consistent with your story. So all the strategies in the world, without a story change, the story always wins. The other thing is state. So I'll just say briefly, that was the biggest point I wanted to make. And I'll just say briefly about state is, when you're in a disempowered state, meaning, exhaustion, tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, just not taking good care of yourself, not a lot of self-care, giving too much to others, non-resource, right? So not, your well isn't full enough that you're just like, you're kind of, maybe you're not on empty, but you're below the level, like you're below normal, and you're just not fully resourced, fully empowered even. And that state can also be like a state of mind, right? It's like how good you feel about yourself. So your story, strategy, and state need to be all going in the same direction. So coming from an empowered state, taking good care of yourself, getting enough sleep, nutrition, balancing your body and your momentum and your thoughts, gratitude and optimism, things like that, self-love, your inner self dialogue creates your state. Managing that, but you've got to work on the story at the same time. So a story will always beat a strategy. So hope that helps, and keep it in mind. Great to be working on strategies. Strategies are fantastic, but also be working on your story. And there's lots of techniques and tools that you can use, everything from hypnosis to, incantations to visualizations, emotionalization, writing your story, reading it, embodying it, lots of things. I hope that's helpful, and lots of more resources. Contact me if I can help. Thanks.